name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the IRS. I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been out in private practice for 4 decades. I've worked about, I don't know, 10,000 cases. And I got a question that somebody asked me on YouTube is that how does our company or MDSullivan protect you from an IRS audit? Well, as you can imagine, since being involved with IRS for the last 50 years, I will just share with you in general just some of the techniques that IRS uses so you can understand. So, can our company or any company protect you from an audit? The answer, probably 95% of the time, is yes. In the cases that we can't protect anyone from audit is the National Standard Program that IRS runs. What IRS does from time to time is they go ahead and they randomly pick around 5,000 tax returns and they audit everything on the tax return. They audit the children if you got birth certificates. Anytime you have a line item on that return that has a number, they go ahead and they audit that. They want documentation. They use that information to put their programs together for the next year, the next couple years. By looking at everyone's tax return randomly selected, they can kind of tell where the cheating is. You could never protect somebody from that type of audit because they're just randomly picked, and it's like winning a bad IRS lottery. That's what it is. They're miserable audits for the representative to go through because IRS audits everything, everything. If you don't have the birth certificates and can prove your dependents, they're going to disallow them. So if you get one of these, just be prepared. You're going to have to pay a lot of money or produce a lot of records. But for the most part, our company can really protect you from an IRS audit. We've looked at a lot of tax returns and we understand how and why IRS audits tax returns. I can look at a tax return and tell you whether IRS is going to audit that tax return or not. It's only because we've looked at thousands of returns, but just let me give you one example so you understand why returns get audited. It's really called the DIF score, the DIF process. It stands for Discriminatory Index Function Score. And what IRS does is they grade every single tax return with a DIF score. What they do is IRS has a series of algorithms that they run through a computer, and every line item that you take a deduction or have income on, it gets put on this algorithm series that IRS runs. And if you're falling out of the national average for a bunch of different categories, you raise a flag from IRS. So basically what you want to do is you want to stay within the national standards or the national average so you don't get audited. Now, it's okay. Many times there's one or two items that may flare up, but overall, it's an overall numeric score that's graded by IRS. So I can tell you our firm's never had a tax return audited. Now, I'm not saying I may not get one tomorrow. The only thing that I can tell you is just as a general rule, we know when a return is going to kick out. IRS is going to look at different credits you take, marketing, advertising, office in the home. These are all things that we know are going to run the suspicion with IRS. So anyway, can we help prevent you from an IRS audit? Absolutely. There is no question about it. We can do this with regular. Matter of fact, we have people actually change some of their deductions and exemptions because we know they're putting a little too much in there. So anyway, any former IRS agent who has a lot of experience can do that, but we're very good at doing that. So I just wanted to let you know. So anyway, thank you for listening to my video. If this information is helpful to you, you can just give me a subscription. That's really helpful to us by getting subscriptions. So you can leave a comment if you want me to do a video on something that you want me to do. I'm happy to do that. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Give me a subscription, and like I said, I'm happy to go ahead and do a video for you. Thank you.